I'm a technical support representative at one of the largest call centers in Ortigas, and what happened during my graveyard shift last October will haunt me forever. My name is Miguel, and I've been working the night shift for 3 years now, long enough to know that the 7th floor of our building has always felt different. But I never expected to receive a call from someone who had been dead for 2 weeks. Let me give you some context. Our call center occupies floors 6 through 9 of the Tower 1 building, handling customer service for a major telecom company. The 7th floor is where they put the graveyard shift teams, about 50 agents spread across dimly lit workstations. The hum of computers, our only companion between midnight and 8 a.m. The building itself was constructed in the early 2000s on land that used to be part of an old cemetery, relocated during the metro expansion. The older security guards would sometimes joke about it, but management strictly forbade any ghost talk that might spook the newer agents. It was October 15th, around 3:30 in the morning, that dead hour when call volume drops and exhaustion sets in. I was halfway through my shift, nursing my 3rd cup of coffee, when my headset crackled to life. The queue system showed an incoming call, but something was off. The caller ID displayed only zeros. No account number, no name, no region code. Just a string of zeros that shouldn't have been possible in our system. I accepted the call anyway. Protocol, you know. Good evening, thank you for calling. This is Miguel. How may I help you today? Static. Then breathing. Slow, labored breathing that made the hairs on my neck stand up. I checked my screen again, still zeros. Hello. Sir or ma'am, can you hear me? I asked, keeping my voice professional despite the growing unease in my gut. Then a voice, female, weak and distant, whispered through the line, "Why didn't you answer?" The words felt like ice water down my spine. The voice sounded familiar, but I couldn't place it. "I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm here now. What can I assist you with?" I glanced around. My teammates were focused on their own calls, oblivious. I called and called. The voice continued, clearer now, but still wrong, somehow like it was coming from somewhere far away, or underwater. "You all just let it ring. I needed help. Why didn't anyone answer?" I pulled up the call history logs, searching for any dropped calls or complaints from the past hour. Nothing. "Ma'am, I apologize if you experienced a delay. Let me access your account and—" "You can't access it anymore," she interrupted. "I'm not in your system. Not anymore." My hands froze over the keyboard. The temperature around my workstation seemed to drop. I could see my breath forming small clouds in the air. Impossible the AC was regulated, always kept at exactly 23 degrees. "Ma'am, I'm not sure I understand. Can you please provide your account number?" Silence. Then, in a tone that shifted from sad to angry, "My account number? You want my account number? It's still on my death certificate, Miguel." Still attached to the body they pulled from the MRT tracks 2 weeks ago. My blood turned to ice. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, one of our former agents, Clarissa, had... Oh God. Clarissa had thrown herself onto the tracks at Shaw Boulevard Station. The news said she'd been suffering from depression, working double shifts to pay off her mother's hospital bills. She called the office the night before her death, trying to reach her employee helpline about her benefits, but the line was busy. She'd left a voicemail that no one checked until after. I ripped off my headset, gasping. But her voice continued, now coming from my computer speakers. "I just needed someone to answer, Miguel. Just one person to listen." My screen flickered. The zeros in the caller ID began changing, cycling through numbers until they locked onto an employee code. Clarissa's employee code. Then her photo from the company directory appeared, but wrong. Her eyes were dark, hollow, and her skin had a gray, lifeless pallor. Behind her in the photo, I could see the 7th floor workspace, our workspace, but empty and decayed as if years had passed. "Tell them," her voice now came from all around me, from the speakers, the headset on my desk, even from the workstations of nearby agents who still couldn't hear anything. "Tell them that we're still here. All of us who died waiting, working, calling for help in this place. The line is always open, and we're always waiting for someone to finally answer." Every computer screen on the 7th floor went black simultaneously. 50 agents looked up in confusion. Then, one by one, the screens lit up again, each displaying the same thing. Incoming call, caller ID, all zeros, and a queue of thousands of calls waiting. Thousands. The lights flickered. In that strobe-like darkness, I saw them shadowy figures standing behind each workstation, translucent and gray, wearing headsets, their mouths moving silently as if taking calls that would never end. When the lights stabilized, they were gone. But the temperature remained freezing, and every agent's screen still showed that impossible queue. I quit the next morning. So did 15 others from that shift. The company tried to bury it, calling it a system glitch, offering us severance to sign NDAs. But I still have nightmares. I still hear that slow, labored breathing in quiet moments. And sometimes, when my phone rings with no caller ID, I'm too terrified to answer, because now I know some calls are never meant to be taken, and some voices on the line aren't calling from anywhere in this world. If you've ever worked a graveyard shift, if you've ever felt watched in an empty office, or if you've received a call that felt wrong in ways you couldn't explain, leave a comment below. Because after what I experienced, I believe these places remember. They remember everyone who suffered within their walls, and they're still trying to reach out. The 7th floor of Tower 1 is still operational, still running graveyard shifts, but the turnover rate is the highest in the company. And if you ask the security guards, they'll tell you that sometimes, late at night, they can hear phones ringing on the 7th floor even when no one is there to answer.